control statement, they are basically also known as control structure or control struct. Control statements are also known as control structure and control struct. Basically, this is the name, and we are having three types of control statement basically. First one is selective statements. Sorry. Second one is iterative statements. Third one is jumping statements. These are the three different types of control statements. When we are talking about selective statements, there are two different types of selective statements. First one is if else, and another one is switch case. Switch case. When we are talking about iterative statements, basically the concepts of looping are used in the iterative statements. So looping is basically used when we want to perform similar task again and again. If we want to use similar formula but again and again, so to reduce the line of codes, we basically use looping. So there are three different types of loop: A, B, C, and they are for while, do while, for while, and do while. These are the three different types of loop. And when we are talking about the jumping statements, basically they are used for jumping throughout the program for going from one place to another inside the program. So there are different kind of jumping statements, like we can use break, continue, continue, return, exit. So there are these kind of jumping statements in Java. When we are talking about if else, there are basically four kinds of if else also. So there are basically four kinds of if else statements in Java. Let me just make it in here. Yes. So the four kind of if else are: first is if, then if else. We will just go to the programs regarding them. Don't worry. Then it is if else if. Okay. If else if, and it is called nested if else. Else if is called nested if else. Then we have if else ladder. If else ladder. So there are basically four kinds of if else. So this is the basic structure, basically control structure, which we basically use in Java. So we will go through them one by one. First of all, I am going for the program of if else. When we are talking about normal if, that means we are having if condition but we are not having else condition. But in the if else, we will have both the conditions. So let me explain the syntax first. Let me explain the syntax. Okay. Okay, first is if else, and I'm taking A, that is if. So the syntax of if is that if the condition, and then inside the condition we give the statements. Okay. This is the syntax of if, and only if actually when we do not have the else condition. When we are talking about if else, so for that if else we basically have the else also. So syntax for that: if condition, we will just take the statement, and if this particular block is false, means the condition given if else, sorry, if condition given in if is false, then it will move towards the else block, and then it will print the statements whatever is given in the else, whatever we are printing, that would be executed. So this is the if else. Okay. Then when we are talking about, like we are talking about if else if, that is the nested if else. So I am just coming here and I am writing C, that is else if. So if else if, that is nested if else. So syntax for if else if is basically when we use the if else, we use if else when we are having two conditions. We want to deal with two conditions. When we are having three conditions and we do not want to use any logical operator like and or, we go for if else if, that is nested if else. So in the nested if else, we will basically nest the conditions one inside another. We will give the condition one inside another. So first of all, I am taking if. So we will having three conditions. Suppose this is condition one. Condition one. If the condition one is true, then it will come inside the block and check if the condition two is true. If the condition two is true, then it will print the statements. If the condition two, this one is false, then it will come to the else of this if. So it will come here and come to the else of this if and print the relative statements. So now I'm just closing this if. The first if, this is the brace for the first if, this is internal inner if, and this is else of this inner if. Now what happens if the first condition was only false? If the first condition was false, then what will happen basically, it will come to the else of the first condition. We do not put semicolon in if else. We have to use braces. When we are working with if else, we have to use braces. We do not use the semicolons. Okay, so now in the else condition, we will just print the statements of this else. Sorry, in this else we will basically check if one more condition, as we are having three conditions, the third condition, then if this particular condition, actually I have just came out of the text which I was writing. I will just erase this brace, it is extra here. Okay, if this condition is true, then it will print the relative statements related to this if. And if this particular condition, the condition 3 gets false, then it will come to the else portion and it will print the statements for this else. So it will print statements. And now what will happen, after this, actually we have to close one more. I have closed one more brace. Yes, you can see I have closed one more brace, and that is for the main else. So this way we can go. I'm just trying to erase. I hope it will not go, or I'm just going to make a cut on it. It is extra here. Yes, this you do not have to use. It is from here, else it will come inside if. So what will happen where in this particular syntax, first of all the first condition would be checked. If the first condition is true, then it will come inside and check if this particular second condition is true. If the second condition is true, it will come inside and print the statements. But if this second condition is false, it will not come in this particular if block. It will go to the else block here and it will print the statements. If the first condition is only false, if this condition only get false, then it will not come inside the if block. It will just go to the else block of this particular if, and where it is this one. For this if, this else block is here. Okay, so for this if it is here, and for this if, this else is here, and for this if, this else is here. Okay, so now if it will the first condition is false, then it will come to the else of the first if. And then as we are working for the nested if else and we have to nest three conditions, in the nested if else we have to nest three conditions minimum. So if I'm taking condition 3 here, and if this condition 3 is true, it will come inside. If condition 3 is false, it will go to the else. And the last one, this brace is basically for the else one. This is the brace for the this else. Okay, so this is for this one. Okay, so this way we can basically this is the syntax for the if else if, that is if else if, that is nested if else. Now I want to go for some programs related to them. So first of all, I will discuss the ladder also, the syntax for that also. But before that, I just want to go for the programs of these particular um, types of if else. So I'm coming back to my BlueJ. Okay, I am here now, and I'm creating a class for if else, and this time I'm just going to take a program to check the larger between two number. So this is a program to check the larger between two number, and I am going to take, first of all, I have to input two numbers if we want to check the larger. So again, import java.util.scanner, then I'm taking public static void main RGS. Okay. So now here I'm going to create the scanner class object. Scanner ob equals to new scanner and system.in. After that, for the larger we are going to check. So I'm going to take two numbers a and b. This time we need only two numbers because we are not using ternary operator. So you can directly make the comparison with the help of if else. So system.out.println, enter two numbers. Okay, and a and b I'm going to enter. So a would be say a equals to ob dot next int. So user can enter the number ob dot next int, ob dot next int. Okay, so we will enter two numbers, and then I will come to the if condition. If a greater than b, then what it will do, it will just print a is larger. So system.out.println, and I'm writing a plus is larger than plus b. Okay, a is larger than b, we will print. And if this condition gets false, so it will come to the else of this if. So it will just print b is larger than a, because if this condition is false, that means b is larger than a. So we will print b is larger than a. I'm just going to change it, b is larger than a. So it will just take the value of a and b respectively. Yes, now our program is ready. Okay, now I'm just going to compile it, no syntax errors, and now I'm just going to run this program. Okay, so I'm going to run, and you can see I have taken two numbers. One, so 45 is larger than 24. Okay, this is right. I'm just going to run it once again. Okay, I'm just going to run it once again, and now I'm taking, okay, then 54 is larger than 7. So it is working properly, and our program is right this way. So another example I am just going to explain for the if else only. Okay, if we want to, the vowel one, if we want to check for the vowel, like if we are inputting a character and we want to check if the character is vowel or consonant. So for that I am going to create a program, import java.util.scanner and class vowel. Okay, here I am taking public static void main, string args, scanner system.in out dot println, enter a character. So I'm taking char ch and equals to ob dot next and char at 0. So this is the input of the character. Now I have to check if the character which we are inputting is vowel or consonant. So if ch equal to a. Now whenever we are dealing with the characters, we have to take the characters, we have to initialize the characters in the single quotation mark. So I'm taking single quote, or I'm using or operator, logical or, and this or is used when we want, like, any of the condition is true. If any of these condition is true, then it will print, it will be true. A I O U. Okay, here. So let me just explain the logical OR first. Like if we want to logical, or we will discuss the logical operators. They are different. There are three different operators for logical operators. The one of them is OR, and we basically use this symbol, oh sorry, this pipe symbol when we are using logical OR. The meaning of logical OR is that we can take a truth table, like I'm having A, B, and A or B. So A or B means A or B. Okay. So if I'm having four different value, 1 0 1 1, sorry, 1 0 1 0, and then I am having the value of B as 1 1 0 0. So these are four unique values of A and B. Now when we will calculate the OR, that is we are ORing, ORING, ORing the values of the expression. So what will happen? 1 means true. If we are having 1, it is true, and we are having 0, that is false. So 1 or 1 means that we will get 1, means any, actually in the OR what happens, if any of the condition is true, like here you can see 0 and 1. So 1 is true and 0 is false, but we are having a 1 here. So whenever we are having single 1, or we are having single true condition, then what will happen? It will just give us true only. So if we are having only one condition also true, then it will true. Now in this case we are having all the conditions false, like all are 0, so we will get 0. So as we are having all the conditions as false, so it will give us false. So now now coming back to the program, here what we have taken 5 different conditions for if, and we have used OR. Means if we are having any of these character, it will be true. This condition will be true. So now if it will be true, it will print that system dot out dot println character is vowel, it will print vowel. And if none of these are true, means any of the character is not satisfying the condition, then it will come to the else portion, and it will print system.out.println system.out.println consonant. It will print consonant. So this way we can just create the program for vowel and consonant with the help of this OR operator. We can check all the 5 at the same time. Now I'm just going to compile it. Okay, and now I'm going to run it. Okay, so we will enter a character. You can see it is telling vowel, as A is vowel. Now I am just going to check for another value, so we will be able to check it for consonant also. Now I'm taking P, so you can see it is giving consonant, which is correct. So this way we can just check for vowel and consonant. In this particular program, I told you 3 different concepts. Like we discussed that how to enter the character, how to use OR operator, how to use if else also, because it is an example of if else also.